We're staying in our office layout.dwg file, and as you can see, everything is in the same state as it was at the end of the last video. We're going to start tidying up the office layout now by using rotate and scale. Again, these are two commands that are available on the modify panel up here, but they're also available on the right-click shortcut menu as well. Now we're going to zoom in on this cubicle here first, like so. So let's zoom in a bit. And you'll notice that the computer and the chair aren't really oriented to the desk very well. So what we're going to do, we're going to select the chair, just click on it once, and you'll see that grip appear as well. We then right-click, and you'll see rotate on the shortcut menu. Pick a point roughly in the center of the seat of the chair and left-click. Now, as you rotate, can you see the chair is rotating about that point you've just selected? So we're going to specify a rotation angle now of 45 degrees and press enter. And you'll notice the chair is now facing completely the wrong way. That's because it's rotated counterclockwise. That's the default in AutoCAD. We need it to go the other way. So we need it to go clockwise, which means it needs to be a negative value. So let's undo that. We'll go to undo, select the chair again, right-click, rotate, pick that point in the center of the seat, and this time set a rotation angle of negative 45, which means it will rotate in a clockwise direction. Press enter, job done. Now, what you can do there is click on the chair, maybe click on that little grip there, and as you move using the grip, you can just put it a little bit closer to the desk. Make sure you hit escape a couple of times to deselect it once you've moved it with that grip. So when that grip appears when you select the chair, click on the grip, move the chair, and then obviously move away from the chair after you've clicked for the new position. Hit escape a couple of times. Let's do the same with our good old-fashioned computer here. As you can see, it's got one of those old-fashioned CRT monitors and a base unit. Now, I'm going to show you a slightly different way to rotate this time. We're going to go down to our polar tracking. You can see my polar tracking isn't on right now, so I'll switch it on. Click on the flyout arrow, and I'm going to select the 45-degree angle increments. Now, basically, AutoCAD will prompt me at any incident of 45 degrees. So I'm going to select the computer, right-click again, and I'm going to go to rotate, like so. I'm going to pick that midpoint on the back of the monitor there. And then as I rotate now, can you see AutoCAD is letting me know each 45-degree angle increment by placing a polar tracking line. So can you see there, as I go upwards to the left, the computer is now facing the right way. So I can click anywhere on that polar tracking line, and my computer is in place. It's slightly off center, so just click on it. You might want to click on the grip again, and just move that slightly like so. There you go, it's roughly centralized. Hit escape a couple of times to deselect it. So that's using our rotate tools to get everything looking the way it should. We're going to copy this plant here. Select the plant, right-click and copy selection like we did previously, and use the intersection snap that appears in the center of the plant. Now we're going to place it on the left-hand side of the desk here. Just hover over this midpoint, like so, and hover over this midpoint here. They don't look that easy to see because it's all green. But then as you drag to the center, can you see you get the intersection of the polar tracking lines? When you see them like that, left click. Enter to finish the copy command. Now, as you can see, your plant is a bit too big for your desk, so we need to scale it. We're going to make it smaller. So I'm going to select the plant, right click, go to scale, and again, we'll use the base point, the intersection in the middle of the plant. And then as you move the mouse now, can you see, you can move it manually using the mouse, make it bigger or smaller, or it prompts you for a scale factor. I'm going to type in 0.5. Press enter to confirm, and it's half its original size, and we've got a nice little pot plant sitting on the desk now, instead of a big plant, you know, one of those big office plants that you see knocking around. So basically, we've got everything where we want it to be. We've used a bit of scaling to make the plant smaller, and we've used a bit of rotating to get the chair and the computer in the right orientation. Now you'll notice down here in the bottom left corner, our desk is in a bit of a weird position right now. People are going to have to hurdle the desk to get into the seating area. You don't need to do that. We'll look at that later. But what I would like you to do is select the plant here, select the chair, and select the computer. Right-click and copy selection. I'm going to use this endpoint snap as my base point. So I left-click there, and that's where I'm copying from. Can you see? And then I go to the same point on this desk. There's the endpoint snap, and I left-click again. Press Enter to finish. Can you see now how things like copy make your life so much easier? I've just copied plant, chair, computer in a few clicks. I don't have to draw them again. I just copy them or move them accordingly. As we work through the videos, you'll see how we make that bottom left desk a little bit more accessible. But you can now see that the office layout is starting to take shape with the Modify tools.